Hello, and I'm Holden Woods, and I'm going to be talking about Bungie Studios. Bungie was first founded by Alex Seropian on the 19th of June 1991. Alex Seropian's first game was a Pong clone called Nyop. Nyop is Pong spelt backwards. But then in 1991, he first published an 8-bit top-down shooter called Operation Desert Storm, and he only sold 2,500 copies. The style of Bungie's games first off started as top-down games like Operation Desert Storm and Minotaur: The Labyrinth of Crete. Then their style of games changed to 2D first-person shooter in 1992, such as games like Pathways to Darkness, Marathon, and Marathon 2, and Marathon Infinity. Eventually it became a third-person game in 1993 called Weekend Warrior, and changed back to 2D side-scrolling action platformer, also in 1997, called Abuse. Also in 1997, a 3D real-time strategy game called Myth: The Fallen Lords and Myth 2 had came out. So Bungie had a very wide variety of styles that they explored as their company progressed. In 2001, Bungie created a game called Only a Third-Person Brawler game that came out on PlayStation 2 and became the most popular game instantly at the time, selling 50,000 copies by October. Then it comes to Halo. Halo is a sci-fi first-person shooter set in the 26th century where you play as Master Chief, a cybernetically enhanced super soldier defending humanity from the Covenant, who's a mixed race of aliens who are out to destroy the galaxy. This is Bungie's most popular franchise, starting with Halo Combat Evolved that came out in 2001, selling over 5 million copies by 2005. Bungie also released Halo 2 that came out in 2014, Halo 3 came out in 2007, Halo 3 ODST that came out in 2009, and finally Halo Reach that came out in 2010. Each game was more popular than the last, making hundreds of millions of pounds. What helped Halo become so popular was that it was an early game for the Xbox. It had come out before Call of Duty, so it was one of the first and only multiplayer shooters. It had certain mechanics that made it likeable and unique at the time. For example, it was one of the first multiplayer games to have crouching. The designs that Halo used for ships, vehicles, guns, armor, alien structures were highly unique and liked for their sci-fi style and loved more as the games continued and the graphics improved. The same goes for their soundtrack and sound effects, as the guns and vehicles make very unique sound effects that no games use, or like the main theme to the game is very catchy and popular that anyone will recognise to the Halo franchise. From the start, Halo also had a very deep and unique story that enticed the Bungie's audience and Halo fans. For the first game, it automatically led to books, novels being written to give the game a much more depth and lore. Bungie had stopped working on the Halo franchise and sold it to 343 Industries to continue, but Bungie embarked on a new idea that they had been working on with Activision releasing Destiny. Destiny was released in 2014. This is set in a mythic science fiction world mixing the themes of science fiction and fantasy in a free-roam multiplayer shared world environment with elements of role-playing games. In 2017, Bungie also released Destiny 2, a sequel to the first Destiny. This is the last of the games Destiny has been publishing. For key employees, my favourite key employee is someone called Dave Dunn, the head artist for Bungie Studios. He's been with Bungie since 1997 and worked on art starting with the game Oni and all the other Halo games and Destiny. He studied architecture at Virginia Tech to then later work for an architectural company called Perkins & Will. He then composed music for games, finally getting him noticed and hired by Bungie Studios. The reason I chose Dave Dunn as my key employee for Bungie is because I love concept art games, and that's what I'm most interested in. And I like how he became the concept artist, because he originally was not expecting to be doing concept art for games when he studied for architecture, but that's what his path led to, and that's what he pursued. And I also particularly like his work, as his images are very detailed and look very realistic, that you can really picture what is going on in the scene.